Oh, the window.
To the wall.
Sweat's dripping down my balls. Skate, skate, skate.
Oh, motherfucker. Ah.
Hey guys, welcome to the Hype Attack Podcast,
where we weigh in on the latest in nerd and pop culture hype.
We are the
We're the excited conversation we all have with our friends.
about the nerdy things we love.
And geek about. We are
the Hype Attack.
I am the hype!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hype Attack Podcast, where we weigh in on the latest in nerd and pop culture hype. I am Isaac, of course, and I'm here with the usual bunch, naked from the waist down. Doug, Jermaine,
it's hot in here.
Rudy. it's a toasty one.
It's a little bit.
God, couldn't
Wangs Out Wednesdays.
spend a couple of dollars on drinking slow. But we got some gargantuan things to talk about today, guys. And no, I don't mean the obvious space between my eyebrows and steadily receding hairline. I might be talking about what's lurking in Rudy's pants. Gargantuan Titanus. All that and more later.
Titanius.
Titanus. But no, first we're going to cover some nerd stuff. There's too much to talk about. How the meatball's made. We haven't recorded in over about a month now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, but we're going to keep it, speaking of lurking in my pants, we're going to keep it short and sweet. And we're going to cover two topics for our hype.
What we're all hype about that just came out this
collectively.
week.
First one, Joker.
The Joker.
Folie à deux.
Is that how you say it?
I think. I don't know. Don't ask me.
The second Joker. Joker 2.
Yeah.
You don't say it with like pretentiousnly in the back of your throat?
Oh, you mean, Todd Phillips' Joker Folie à deux.
The
starring Lady Gaga.
The Joking.
Yeah. Jokers.
So what'd you think?
You just add the S to it.
Hold on. The resident movie geek. What did you think of the trailer, the way it was shot?
I liked it.
Or the way it was cut, sorry. Not shot.
I like, as far as the trailer goes, I like that it showed me just enough. You know, I think it was like a proper teaser trailer.
And they should leave it right there.
That's it. Yeah, that's exactly
That's all I need to see.
What it looks like they were, I'm not going to pretend that I noticed this, but I've seen the post now where they were trying to mirror a lot of the same shots, or even from this first trailer for the first movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
Like that parallel.
Just from the trailer alone, I have this thing with sequels where it's like, are they going to follow the same beats? Where you go like, oh yeah, because it made everybody happy, and then you're like, well, I'm just watching the first movie. I know some of us related to the first Joker, and the whole having a bad day kind of thing, and I don't know how they're gonna go from there. Is it anything going to be relatable? Because it's going to be a musical. You have Lady Gaga co-starring in it. I
had absolutely no idea it was supposed to be a musical until one of you said something.
Yeah.
I was like, I missed that little detail.
It's supposed to be heavy, but I hope it's not too heavy. Like, I hope the music or the musical aspect, like, it has its beats, like, where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not just a all-around
for sure,
musical thing.
I know in past episodes I haven't been a huge fan of musicals, but this could change my mind. I don't know. But I liked the trailer. I like the stylistic look of it.
Yeah, visually it looked stunning.
Yeah, it looked fucking great. Like, even the first Joker looked that, like, certain level of grungy.
Yeah, it had like a little bit of grit in there.
Yeah, it was gritty, and I don't know how to explain this one, but it's like a cleaner grit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Thoughts?
The first one just had that very shocking, jarring ending, and that's, I mean, like, I love the first one, but like that ending, really sticks out to me, and then so I kind of wonder, like, going into this one, I guess, coming off of what you were saying, it's like, what are they going to do to differentiate, or like, but the fact that they are going musical, like, maybe this is just going to be a completely different tone. But the trailer did give us little flashes of that violence that, I mean, I don't want to say like, I love the violence, but I mean, that's the Joker. It's ultimately, I mean, this is a story about a villain, and so it should be violent, especially a villain in Gotham. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that these are grounded villains in a very grounded world, and violence is generally how someone is a villain, especially the Joker.
From what you guys saw, are you guys excited to see the two of them together?
An actor's job is to make you forget that they're that person. They're an actor, and you just see this character that they embody. Lady Gaga surprised me with her acting skills. I actually probably one of the few people that liked A Star Is Born. I think she did a fantastic job in there, and I was a fan of hers. And then her like eccentricities kind of bugged me, and I can't not see Lady Gaga. So I've yet to, once I watch the movie, we'll see if I'm like, oh, I see Harley Quinn, a different version of Harley Quinn now. Just as far as the trailer goes, I just see Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't put her in more makeup to kind of help with that, because I'm sure a lot of people, unfortunately, I think she'll always have that issue of just like, it's Lady Gaga.
Or would it be a thing that
go ahead.
maybe they're not going to show that aspect of the movie yet? So, because I was wondering, to piggyback off of what you said, how the first one ended, how it just had that kind of epic moment at the end. I'm trying to, think about how they're going to move this thing forward. Are they going to have elements of these two characters? Like, are they going to have acid in there?
Oh yeah.
Is her skin going to turn white? Like, is this thing? Is it going to snowball into things that kind of make them who they are, or is it just going to be like another,
Is she Dr. Harley Quinzel in this? Because it looks like she was in the Arkham with them.
I couldn't figure that out, if she was like actually a patient there or inmate there also, or if she was like part of just some group that was there, because they showed her like in the group shot, they showed her like watching the movie, but I hope they make her a doctor, and
because that's like a big part of her storyline. And not to say that past Batman movies and stuff like that haven't changed certain aspects of the story. I don't think that would like ruin the character for me, but it's an interesting one.
Well, that's what makes Harley Quinn, I think, such a cool villain, is the fact that she is this doctor.
Yeah,
like, she's not the dumb blonde that she kind of portrays herself, and behind it is this actually very intelligent woman,
and that she got charmed by the Joker.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of potential in this movie to explore Arkham, which will be fascinating, because I think there's still talk of an Arkham series set in Matt Reeves' The Batman world. I know it got like pushed back or something, but which I think it'd be kind of interesting to see Arkham explored twice in two very different worlds.
As far as the Matt Reeves Batman, we're already getting the Penguin spinoff. That trailer dropped a little while ago.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Joker. We got real serious in here.
I know, but I'm definitely interested in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
You got me hyped about it.
So it's coming out October 4th. I'm for sure going to see it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we're all generally excited about any comic book movie that breaks the mold a little bit, just to show the world, the others, that they don't always need to be flashy nipple jokes and stuff.
Do you think the pressure's
I'll never let Guardians of the Galaxy 2 down. I mean, I'm excited for James Gunn's work, but those fucking nipple jokes.
Yeah.
And it had to be Batista of all people. I love Batista, but scar, permanent, core memory.
Do you think that the pressure is going to be on this one to follow the same mold breaking formula the first one did? Like if we don't get like a drastically different movie that does something completely different than no one's expecting, everyone's going to shit on it.
I don't know if it's like a whole thing of like needing to be drastically different or mold breaking. I always say it. I just want a really good story told in an interesting way. And I know there's going to be some people that are looking for that, like, oh, it needs to be so different and like really out there and stuff. I don't know. I was talking to my wife about this. I kind of just wanted the Joker to be a standalone movie, and then when they announced sequel, I was like, I don't want it. I don't think I needed it. And if Todd Phillips gives us something with this part 2 that we like I always say about creators, like just let them tell you what you want, kind of thing, then cool. We'll see how it turns out. But I really hope that it doesn't turn into something where it's like, you know, they listen to all the audience wanted this and wanted that, and then it just, you know, formed into what it was.
Yeah, I hope it maintains, even if they were to make a third, I still hope it maintains like singularity. Like, it doesn't need to be some big universe. It doesn't need to be a shared universe with anybody.
Too.
Like, if they want to go for the trilogy and they got a story to tell, cool. But, you know, don't seed it. Don't start seeding it for a spin-off or anything like that. And I'm not shitting on that. Like, I love that Matt Reeves is doing that with the Batman stuff.
But you can tell when movies do that.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll need it, and I hope they don't. I do hope it succeeds, though, and I hope the Matt Reeves stuff succeeds, because I think James Gunn, you know, is in charge of the DC stuff now. I think he's got a real opportunity to continue this idea of like, look, there's going to be the main DCU, but then we're still going to do these side things like the Joker stories, like the Matt Reeves Batman stuff. I
like the room for that.
Yeah, and there absolutely should be, and I hope it all works out. You know, no one wants to make a bad movie, so I hope they.
Well, they hired Lady Gaga, so let's see how that turns out. Joker, Folie à Deux.
Yeah,
come dropping. Was October 4th?
I don't pay attention to dates. So.
Who's come dropping? What? You said it. Don't fucking shake your head at me. You said it.
And here we go.
Yeah.
You said come dropping.
Move on to the next thing.
Come dropping.
And on to the next thing. Star Wars Outlaws?
Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws.
Is it a movie?
No, it's a
Is it
video
a TV
game.
show?
Modern gen. It's a video game.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. So it's a Star Wars game. I think it's Star Wars style of game that a lot of fans have been wanting. It's like an open world action adventure game, multiple planets. You're not a Jedi, which I know a lot of people like.
What?
Like, I'm gonna play as a Jedi, but yeah. But they did kind of seed.
I would not be surprised if at the end she was like, "Oh, you have potential."
But you still play as a male character, right?
Whatever.
No, you're playing as a woman.
Well, whoa, bro.
Yeah, so the trailer drop, or the story trailer dropped. There's been gameplay and some other tidbits throughout the years. So this game's by Ubisoft, which I don't know how people feel about. I like Ubisoft. I think they generally make pretty good stuff. The trailer showed like a lot of little tidbits. Jabba the Hutt was in it. Oh, I guess let me finish the setup. So you're playing as like a scoundrel, think Han Solo kind of character. It looks like it's set, smuggler. It looks like it's set in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, because it showed Han Solo in the Carbonite. Mm-hmm. And Jabba the Hutt's still around. They touched on the Pikes, which we saw in the Solo movie. The Crimson Dawn, which I think was alluded to in the Solo movie also. So they're definitely bringing in some of those things that we know, those of us that have watched all the Star Wars movies and everything. From a gamer's point of view, I'm excited for it as a Star Wars movie, because in this world of smugglers and scoundrels and everything like that, there's a lot more villain choices. It's not just going to be mowing through stormtroopers like constantly. Like, everyone's going to look different. They're going to have droids, and I think that will help a game like that a lot, instead of just, like I said, mowing through the same stormtrooper over and over and over.
Yeah, like I said to you before, it was just from the trailer alone, it looks like her character is really fleshed out. Like, she had her hairdo just like total late 60s, early 70s look. So like that look is captured, and I like when Star Wars tells stories that have nothing to do with, hopefully, I don't know how this one's going to turn out, but like not directly related to the Skywalker saga, so it gives them room to just play in this well-built world.
Yeah, and it looks like she's not even tied to the rebellion, though there was that one line of like, she's got more connections than you think, so who knows, they're going to shoehorn something in. But no, yeah, exactly. As we've seen with a lot of the modern Star Wars property or shows and stuff, that there is so much story to tell beyond the Force, beyond Jedis, beyond Skywalker and everything. And yeah, I see a lot of potential with the game.
Speaking to that, like, I'm gonna call it right now. She's gonna be the reason the rebellion gets led to the second Death Star, because they haven't really fleshed out that story. And if it's set between those two movies, there's room of them to play with that now. I'm gonna call that right now. Come back,
You're right.
Come back in like what, a year?
The line was
Whenever it
like what
comes out.
many
Put a stamp on it,
somethings
we come
many
back.
somethings died to bring us this information.
Boffins,
Yeah, many
which is
Boffins
a
died.
race of aliens in the Star Wars universe, but
Are they on the Outer Rim?
everyone's in the Outer Rim.
Okay.
There's like the humans and their segregated, core worlds, and then the aliens are all
Outer Rim.
in the Outer Rim.
Okay. As it should be.
That's not true at all. Just playing.
You know where this guy stands politically.
I mean, yeah. Hey, that would be awesome if that's how they choose to explore that. That'd be kind of cool. Like she gets asked to smuggle something, and it's like ends up being huge like that, or whatever.
It's kind of how the Mandalorian was, right? You just kind of going about doing his regular business,
Yeah.
and then just has.
Yeah, and then they start dropping
powerful, yeah.
on how somehow Palpatine returned.
I saw a video. I don't think I sent it to you guys, but it was like,
Yeah.
oh, the part they put in
Oh,
there
yeah.
was like somehow Palpatine
Or no.
will return.
It was the Avengers, that end card they always play at the end of the movies.
Yeah,
The Avengers will return. It's like Emperor Palpatine will return.
Somehow he will
somehow.
return.
Yeah. Gameplay wise, like I'm hoping it very much feels like a Tomb Raider or Uncharted or
It looked
any
like
of
that.
those. Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was. It had that feel to it.
Yeah, and honestly, like I think because there wasn't a lot of lightsabers in it, it kind of also felt like this could be any game, any story. It just has a Star Wars skin on it, which I'm not complaining about. Just from the way it looked and everything. But I'm sure story wise, it's going to be very much Star Wars. It's going to feel like Star Wars in the game. But like I said, I'm excited for that. Like, don't like the Tomb Raider, Uncharted formula works for games, for those kind of big story,
definitely.
open
Love
world
those
games. Fucking go with it. And
Just from the trailer, it looked thought out. Like it, those little nuances and stuff like that were put in there. So I'm not going to play. I don't play video games, but I look forward to hearing you guys talk about
cool.
it.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Star Wars Outlaws.
Hey, when does that drop?
Oh, I don't fucking know. August something. Pretty soon. You can pre-order it. I think there is some
August 30th,
semi-reliable.
2024. And there is, I want to touch on this real quick, the Ultimate Edition,
Yeah.
which is $129.99.
Yeah. There's some controversy with the pricing, and I think there's season passes and
There's-
stuff.
yep.
And it's a single player game, so it's certainly
I don't get it.
yeah. Well, it's DLC, so the season passes are like you're getting the first two DLCs or something like that, which. I mean, at the end of the day, video games cost way more than what they used to make, and they're still selling them for the same price that they used to sell them for. So this idea of DLCs and everything like that, these companies have to make up the money somehow. It never feels good. And, it's one of those things that I think gamers are going to have to start like putting their feet down on. Like DLCs, I'm kind of fine with. It's the battle passes that I'm very much approaching. Like, I'm just going to not buy battle passes anymore.
Quick nutshell: what's Battle Pass?
That's the shit that I think Fortnite was one of the first people to really do it. And I get it because Fortnite's a free game, so they got to make their money. But they'll do like a seasonal reward path. And if you don't pay anything, there's still free options. So as you level up, like, hey, level 1, everyone gets this fucking hat or something. And then level 5, everyone gets a thing. But then if you pay for it, you get something at every level. And it's that, like, it's the reward system. So you're playing, you get this stuff. And then, of course, there's things that you can only get if you get the battle pass. So, if you're someone that cares about how your character looks, which makes a lot of sense in a multiplayer game because you want to show off to your friends, like, I got the cool hat. And you can only get that. So, but what sucks about the battle passes is not only are you paying $15-20 or something for it, you're not even guaranteed to get everything in it because you have to earn it. And so some of the more modern games are toying with the battle passes where, okay, it doesn't go away. Because see, that's what sucks. Like Fortnite, it's for the season. So if you don't get to level 100 or whatever it is to unlock that last cool shirt or skin, you don't get it, even though you paid for the battle pass. Like you can pay to skip levels, of course. You can give them more money. But it goes away. So I can't remember which game it was, but I know there's some new modern games that are toying with just once you buy the battle pass, you have it forever, and you can choose where to put your points. Which that is like a happy medium, but at the end of the day, it's still just like don't do it. And I get it. Like I said, Fortnite has to make their money. I think what makes it shitty for, and I know I'm going on a tangent here. What makes it shitty for games, and Destiny definitely fell into this, is that instead of focusing on making more content to actually play in the game or on balancing issues or anything like that, the devs end up spending a lot of time on making cool new shit for you to buy instead of making the game better. Like Diablo 4 is kind of suffering from that, where like, you know, every day they're showing you like some cool new horse or new armor you could buy, and it's just like I don't want to pay 30, like half the game's price for a horse.
Oh God.
When it's like, can you spend all that time on making the game better, and then maybe I'll buy like DLC or something. But like I said, they have to make up their money because these games are costing so much. It's similar, like, you know, with movies, where, you know, movies are costing so much to make now
They're
that
forced to follow.
they have to get it up. You know, they have to get the views. They have to cater to, you know, everybody, which sucks when they should be catering to me.
And speaking of some of those movies,
Yeah. There you go.
we all recently checked out. Boom! Thank you, Doug. I was like scrambling. Fuck, how do I segue out of that thing?
How do I shut Doug up?
We all recently checked out Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire.
The New Empire.
I think we kind of talked about it when like the trailers that came out a few episodes ago, and I think me personally, I was like, ugh, there's Kong and Godzilla running towards camera, and kind of looks fucking cheesy. And this is right after Godzilla -1 came out, so we're spoiled. We had our expectations with that, and I saw it, and I was surprised at how not shitty it was.
Yeah.
No, it was a fun movie. It was what do they call it? A beat 'em up, rock 'em,
Yeah.
sock 'em type of movie. Good vibes all around.
When Rudy and I saw it together, when I stepped out, I think one of the first things I said to you was like, man, that movie just felt like a bunch of people in a room saying like, fuck it. Wouldn't it be cool if this, like, fuck it, pocket sand, fucking do it.
So
Wasn't quite pocket.
As I did a little bit of research on this movie, essentially that's what the director did. Like with Adam Wingard is his name. Is essentially that's kind of what he did. He's like, I like the color pink, so let's like work that into the story, and that'd be kind of cool. What if we did that? What if we did this? And you know, the like the mech glove or whatever. Just so many influences. Not to mention that Godzilla, apparently his behavior is influenced by his fucking cat.
Yeah.
Which, if you've seen the movie and he's sleeping in the Coliseum,
yeah.
you're like, oh yeah. He's just a big
Yeah,
lizardy kitty.
though that still adds to just like, I mean, one of the major quote unquote problems with this whole MonsterVerse thing is like those things just change size on a whim. Like I've been inside the Coliseum. I mean, it's big. It's a big thing, but like I don't think Godzilla could fit in that based off how big he was in the first movie, and then Kong, of course, is
There's a chart somewhere. I haven't even looked. It's a good point.
but it changes, right?
Yeah,
I think they retconned it by saying when Kong first appeared in Skull Island, he was younger.
Yeah.
So he was smaller because that was when they first fought in the last movie, Godzilla versus Kong. Everyone was just like, Kong is fucking small.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they kind of like, oh no, he was young. He had a growth spurt. His voice dropped and started playing with himself.
Always baiting.
I love this movie because he was.
Are you taken aback by my pervy humor? Oh, my fouled the.
I was actually going to
Hype attack.
piggyback off that and say like, oh really? Nobody saw Kong Dong?
Oh yeah.
The entire thing. Sorry, Jimmy. I cut you
No,
off.
you
Go
want to
ahead.
get that, like always. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. I love
How did you know my stage?
Kratos Kong.
Scar King.
No. Kratos. He's walking around with his axe.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That
You know,
was
he
cool.
got his
He
little
was real casual with that last
scruffy little old man beard. I'm like, heck yeah, let's go.
All right, I want to quickly talk. Well, you can't
God
really
of
quickly
War,
talk about
baby.
it, but like the visuals, I was expecting to see like really hokey CGI because the whole fucking movie CGI. So, I mean, it's from what I looked up, the budget was 135 million, which apparently wasn't that big compared to some of the past movies. And
Well, they didn't have like the big stars.
True, they did keep it
I
at
think
a smaller
that's where a
cast.
lot of our budget goes.
Yeah, that's very true.
Our budget, because it's making the fucking movies.
And we'll talk about like the human aspect of it a little later, because it's always something we always talk about with these like with the monster movies. But the visuals, like it looked so fucking clean. I thought I was gonna be taken aback, or rather taken out of the movie by like, all right, that's another CG thing here and there. I was like, whoa, look at the Hollow Earth and just the design of Kong himself. Not to mention so much of the personality that they threw into him. You know, let alone like his like grizzled look and the beard and stuff.
The personality, you know, I'm a much bigger Godzilla fan than Kong, and it was certainly like, oh, God, I want to see more Godzilla. But,
I was gonna mention, this is a more like Kong based.
Well, because Kong has the personality. There's so much more you can show and convey to the audience than you can with Godzilla.
I do love that. Before we gloss over all this stuff, though, that Kong has been putting work in Hollow Earth, like how he had those traps
Yeah.
That was so
made
cool.
and all that stuff. Like you see, he was down there. You know, yes, he's searching for his peoples and all that stuff, but he was, you know, like it just shows how smart he is.
Yeah, again, more story elements are available with Kong than Godzilla. But going back to the pink thing real quick, I am glad that they switched to pink, because considering how much of our natural world has a blue background, the pink is just very
out.
very sharp.
I mean, from when I saw that in the trailer, where I'm like, oh, I don't know why. Like, I was like annoyed by it. Like, oh no, he's pink.
Yeah, sell some fucking toys, man. Let them do it.
Not only that, but I remember
You can
looking
only
at-
buy Godzilla so many times. They got to
But
change
he's
it up.
pink. But he's pink because of what?
Oh, he absorbed. I forget the.
Tiamat?
But that was heavily influenced from Dragon Ball Z, from Goku's Kaioken. He
Boom.
came out and said that
Let nerds make
that
shit.
color.
Fucking
I was like, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, let
Did he really
nerds
say
make
that?
shit.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. Look
But
it up.
I'm sure
Look
the
it up.
toy sales. I'm sure the toy sales go into it also, because again, you have two characters that aren't going to change much. So it's
Right.
like, well, how can we sell a new set of Godzilla and Kong Funko Pops? Unless we change them up. So yeah, you give
pink?
Kong a fucking robot hand. You make Godzilla
Oh
pink.
no, you give him a tooth.
Oh yeah, and the tooth.
When this movie started, I was like, oh, he got a toothache. I was like, oh, here we go.
Because he's how old again?
I don't know, 5.
In Kong years.
You would think he'd had like more damage prior to that, but then you introduce Dan Stevens as Trapper, and he's a veterinarian. Like, well, what other work did Kong need done? But I thought that was a little cool aspect.
I love that Ace Ventura reference. How they got.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That shit popped up out of nowhere, and like that satisfied my. I was like, oh, that was a good one.
I was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Give that writer a bonus.
Speaking of some of those characters, let's talk about the human aspect of it. Was there anyone that you felt out of place, or did you like them more so than anyone else?
To answer that question, no. I think everyone. I think everyone had their part. I do. These movies and a lot of movies, I think they go out of their way to make sure everyone has their moment, and I just don't think that that's always necessary. Like, not every person in your group needs to have that big heroic moment, especially when like they're not really the stars of the movie.
No, yeah. I mean, I think that they did a better job in deciding to make it a smaller human story, because like, what was it, the 2014 Godzilla? You had Bryan Cranston. You had
they were
Aaron
trying
Taylor
to.
Johnson. There's so many fucking people. Even Letterkenny, John Kiso was in it as well as like. But there's so many people you can't pay attention, because then you're also there for the Titans themselves. So I think it was nicer to have them have more unified storyline, that they're all on that same team.
Yeah, they were working together. They weren't splitting up and doing anything.
I could have done without Bernie though, the podcaster guy.
The comedic relief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which for sure they needed the comedic relief, and there's some parts where I go, okay, I kind of like him in this bit, but for me overall, I was like, you could have taken him out, and I wouldn't have missed him.
Yeah, and
You could have taken him out, but I mean, he provides a link to the past movies.
yeah.
And his character wasn't useless. Like, if it was just strictly comic relief, then I'd be like, yeah,
Right,
get him
right,
out of
right.
here. But he kind of proved himself early on. Like, it wasn't just there to provide the laughs. Like he contributed, and at the end he was the one that was getting everything so that he tell the audience what was going on. I like that. That was just me.
Yeah. Well, I remember after the last movie, I mean that the human story in the last one was, and they squeezed in Millie Bobby Brown just because she was popular or whatever. But I did like. I liked the podcast aspect of it. And even though it was like conspiracy theory stuff, which I hate conspiracy theory stuff, but it fits in this movie because damn well there would be conspiracy theories about the kaijus and the titans and what Monarch knows and doesn't know and what all they're hiding from us. So I agree. Like, it was a little annoying, but I agree with Rudy that I think he tied it to the last movies. I think it's a fun aspect of this world for the world building. Everyone take a drink.
I think no. You know what? You guys actually you've changed my mind. It's just that like he needed like turn it down. There's a button for that, right?
Gotcha, bitch.
He was like a bit too frantic, and I was like, all right, tone it down.
There was certainly
Relax,
some moments.
man.
Every movie's gonna have that. I don't know. You gotta appease the spaz. Oh, I can't say that word. I'm not even making fun of it. I haven't found the correct word to replace. I don't know, the crazy. Can't even say crazy anymore.
Can you use the whole word, just spasmodic?
I don't know. Good question. Put it on the polls. Hey, can we still say this?
I'll put you.
I don't want to be part of that discussion of like you can't say this anymore. Anyway, the hyper, like classic YouTube of just like
That's what it was.
angry orange kind of bullshit. He wasn't quite that bad,
But it was still where I was like, okay, I get it, because everyone else was like kind of cool, calm, and collected, and kind of like the little bromance moment that he and Trapper had. So that was fun.
There was a part of me at the beginning where I got super invested, and it's not like it's some crazy original story, but I meant to look up her name because I don't want to just say the deaf girl, Gia. Her whole story about like being the last of her kind and trying to fit into her school, and she's seeing these psychic like elements. I was kind of invested in that. Like there was a part of me that's like I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
Even if Kong was in it just for a couple seconds, but I mean that kind of movie's been done. It's like fish out of water stories and finding your acceptance and finding your home. Like that's nothing new, but I liked it.
What was the name of her tribe again? The Iwi or something like that.
The Uwe?
The Uwi Gui.
Yeah.
Their whole inclusion at the end, that was pretty badass. Like I was like, ooh, I would love a story like revolving around them and Mothra and all that. I think it's a movie I would watch.
Those were the
Mothra.
only.
I like that aspect that the humans, in a sense, weren't just there just to be there. Like they kind of gave them a reason to be there. Gave her a reason to be there. Just like Kong, they had that parallel story. Kong was looking for his people, anybody, and then she thought that she was the only one. But then you find out that there's another clan, another tribe, whatever you want to say it. So, like that's one of the things. When I watch TV shows or even movies, but it's majority of the time, like it's on a TV show where you do have a character going through something, but in the backstory, there's another character kind of going through like a parallel of that too. And it's just pretty interesting that they did all that. And then, of course, they included Mothra in that. So we got another.
That was a cool
heavy hitter in there.
Yeah, and that was generally a surprise, or did someone spoil that? I imagine like Funko or something.
I really didn't know that Mothra was going to be in there.
Okay, no, cool. I didn't either.
Going back to the visuals, though, I would say like a lot of the visuals within that the tribe space, and like when they started, I thought a lot of that was too much. I'm not a big fan of like let's just splash colors on the screen, and there was like a little bit of that. I think
that's what I was going to say before. Going off of the Godzilla being pink, that it actually like worked. Whatever the color scheme and just it was eye popping. It was eye catching. But I guess it was a little shiny.
It wasn't a lot. I just at one point.
When you think about like a Geo, like it's Hollow Earth, so they probably made it. Sense like that, I guess.
Go back to the human elements of it. There was that aspect where the humans were there used as exposition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then just like there for like sideline commentary.
I really felt like we were a ball hair away from like we were so close from like Zach Moore's timeout while like they're fighting. Timeout, let me explain. Like, so Kong's doing this and then Godzilla. Okay, go.
They
Like,
kind of did it.
it was so fucking close to that. I don't mind.
Speaking of that, though, somebody else pointed out that like one of the things they had an issue with the movie was Kong was hurt, right? And I think he had like frostbite or whatever the hell. And then Trapper's like, "I'll be right back," and then goes to get the glove. All while what's her name, Rebecca Hall and Bernie, what's it? Eileen and Bernie, they're just still there kind of talking about it, and within a matter of seconds he comes and gets the thing and like fits the glove, like a weird movie transportation thing minus a montage.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember that scene. If it was it really that quick of a cut, or
Yeah, it
did
was
they
pretty
cut to
quick. I
Godzilla
mean,
doing something else?
No,
But
they
that's
were
the thing, like it's movie time. You can't
Yeah,
look at it like it's real time.
but yeah, they
Hollow
certainly
Earth, baby, anything can happen.
like would do some pretty quick cuts to the people like looking at a computer screen and just telling the audience. I mean, like barely telling each other, just telling the audience what's happening. And like I said, you almost have to because you have two characters that can't talk, and
Right.
it's not like you can do a narration or like the mental thoughts of Kong as he goes.
So let's talk about that, right? So you have the human aspect, which obviously that's where all the dialogue's gonna be used.
Real quick, speaking of dialogue, though, I mean, with the Uwe, like they spoke telekinetically,
Yeah.
so it's like they didn't even bother to write real dialogue. They just let them like do that, and then like the girl would be like, "Oh, they got to do this." It's like, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah.
which again, I at that point in the movie, it's like I want to see them fight, and so it was kind of like fine, just like give me the quick, fucking gravity bullshit.
Well, we got to spend more time with Kong and his story and his exploration in Hollow Earth and the Scar King and like going to the deeper the Hollow Earth.
The
or
Hollow
whatever.
Earth.
But they still managed to do that. Like I always say it, right? The storytelling and like the visuals, and
That's what makes a movie.
but to have it without the dialogue, smartass, and like with the apes just like looking at each other and making noises. You're like, I know exactly what they're fucking saying. I get it. I feel that emotional bonding.
That
or
look of
whatever.
like I'm gonna beat you with a baby gorilla.
Oh my God! Thank you,
Talk about it.
thank you
I
for
figured we'd
bringing
get
that.
to it. I figured we'd get to it. I don't want to
There we
sidetrack.
go.
No, very
No,
good
no.
point. But.
Every retail employee's fondest dream is to take the shitty kid that's being a menace and just beat the shit out of his parents with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened on screen. And I was like, yes.
Do you think they did like some test screenings to see like how?
I would not be surprised.
Because like if they didn't make that little Kong, and he had actually apparently had a name.
Coco, Cuckoo,
No, I think they started with an S.
I don't remember
Soku?
his name.
Something like that, right? But like if they didn't make him a little shit, where he was like really like he's biting Kong's finger and all this other stuff, like him just like beating the shit out of all the other apes with him would have been like, damn Kong, relax. But they really like amped up him being an asshole.
Yeah.
Suko.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little shit, man. I was like, he did one thing and then another. I was like, oh fuck this little monkey. Yeah.
It was a rough. It wasn't a rough scene for me. I was laughing my ass off at it. But
It's just like the whole
part
Hulk and Loki.
he got
It's
Hulk.
exactly like that.
part of getting my anthropology degree was a lot of
There you
primatology
go
classes.
again.
Fuck off. A lot of primatology classes because that's what I wanted to get into. Was studying apes and monkeys. But we watched a video with a male chimpanzee just randomly like, fuck it, and
yeah, I've
grabs
seen
a
those.
baby,
Yeah.
and just starts beating back everyone else, and then bites his face off and throws it. So like as
whoa.
soon as it was a rough video to watch. So as soon as that like Kong did that, I was laughing, but I was also just like flashed that like horrible memory I had to watch in class of just like
Note to self: find that video
yeah, I'm sure
Put it up
it's
here. No,
at
no.
the
Yeah.
Spank Bank.
God, nothing gets me hotter than primate alpha
Yeah,
disputes.
yeah. What do you even call that? I need keywords. Come on.
I really need to see greater apes establishing dominance.
Ooh, I like that.
But the fact that apparently, the director's like, yeah, so it's thrown in the movie because now that you mention it, you're like, that sounds totally inspired by that shit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm sure they had primatologists in the writing room with them just to come up with the way they acted and everything like that. Just a random thought.
Yeah.
Going back to the visuals, there was while they were in the Hollow Earth with all the, I guess Hollow Earth has it all. You lose the scale.
Yeah.
Like like I had to remind myself, like, oh, these aren't, especially because before the movie started, we saw the trailer for Planet of the Apes. And then so seeing the trailer for Planet of the Apes where they're normal human or normal sized apes, and then going to this, but it's like the world is so big that I kind of lost that scale of like these are titans, and that kind of sucked a little bit. I'm not going to say ruin the movie, but I was just like, and there's no way they could really do it other than constantly having a human or something in there for scale. Like they should just put a banana for scale. Constantly, just on the side of the screen, just in the corner, just so we can constantly see it. That's my director's cut, the banana for scale cut.
I did like that they had all these that like you got that other Titan that you didn't know that was in there.
The ice one.
Yeah, the one that creates the ice. But I like
Titanus Shimo.
that they explained that was the cause of the
Ice Age.
Ice Age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I heard that, I was like, I love that little detail.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the logic of it, but of course it's a fucking monster movie of just pointing the thing.
Magic crystal.
There you go.
Scar King
I
with his
originally thought
fucking
it was-
bone whip and a magic crystal.
Go ahead.
It was a crystal that was broken off of it.
See, there you go. In my head canon, it was a tooth.
Oh, it was a tooth.
Like, tink,
yeah,
in my head. And everything.
because I thought that it was a
Toothache! And he's
piece
like,
of it.
fuck! Just,
That's the common denominator of the movie, too.
There wasn't even magic. It was just a threat. I'll fucking rip another one.
do you see what happens?
Is that correct? That works.
Yeah.
You were going to say.
Oh no, that's what I was getting into was that character.
Jermaine, are you more of a Godzilla fan or a King Kong fan?
I'm more of a Godzilla fan.
Okay. How did you feel about Godzilla being more of a just, I don't want to say secondary character, but the focus was definitely more on Kong, I believe,
Yeah, Godzilla
than it
was
was on
support.
Godzilla. Godzilla was like, when they got to him, Godzilla was just wrecking shit.
It was more on Kong, which I don't mind, but it's one of the things that I know throughout history since these characters have been in existence, that versus thing has always been there, who's better. But when you look at Godzilla, Kong can't touch this Godzilla.
He's going to beat his ass.
He's just one of those characters, his name says it all, Godzilla. So when I look at that, Godzilla doesn't need to really do anything, invest his time, because it was one of those things like he is the god of all monsters, and it was Kong that needed his help. So I like that they established that, oh, this is Kong's territory, and the surface is Godzilla's territory. So just having Godzilla in the background, I didn't mind that at all, because you knew he was going to come, and when he did come, that's when you knew that the battle and everything was going to happen. But it's just one of those things. I just look at Godzilla in this universe like he's just untouchable.
He's the one.
Yeah, he's
And the fact that he could going back to the Dragon Ball shit, like he could fucking power up, absorb more shit.
oh yeah, like that nuclear reactor. Hey, who's just sitting there?
By the way, can we talk about all the fucking humans that died in that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just like swimming. He's like, oh, he's moving north, and then crashing through bridges. I'm like, dead.
Oh, yeah.
All those people's gone.
Yeah.
I like when he invaded the whatever
Like a
country it
true
was
cat.
to absorb that nuclear reactor, and they sound like jets. And he's like, "Are we doing this again? Really?
Yeah.
How many times did he teach us this lesson?
I
Planet
That was
Earth?
silly. That was really silly.
I did like though that that Tiamat or whatever the ice worm thing with all the power, like that was there. Godzilla could have always gone and taken him out, but it was that sense of like once he realized like, oh, Scar King, like I know this, like that idea of like he's got to go power up. He was on his own little side quest off to the
That's what it
side,
was.
like I gotta
Yeah,
go
that's
power
exactly
up.
what it was.
Like he had to go power up first to go power up to go beat
that's
Tiamat,
exactly
and then
what it
power up
was.
again, and that's kind of fun. It gives him a little like character and
Yeah, like he has that what is it, like universal awareness
yeah.
in a sense. So
That instinct.
It's not that he's dumb. It's just he knows what needs to be done and he's going to do it. Like if he feels the need to climb up a mountain and like look out for a little bit and do that pose and then swan dive into the ocean, he's going to do it because he's Godzilla. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, I still want more personality in Godzilla. I want him to be like, "You're welcome, humans." You know, he wants some finger guns. Maybe the next one.
Fucking, they might as well close.
Scar King. Let's talk about Scar King.
I liked the Scar King.
You'd liked it,
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Like I like he was just a fucking asshole.
Do you like the fucking riz that guy fucking had?
Yeah.
It was the we're like, look at this fucking tooth. Look at this asshole.
Yeah.
Everyone laugh.
Dude, a lot of personality in that
Yeah.
motherfucker. I mean, dude, but speaking of the fights though, his fighting style was unique, and I wasn't expecting to see that because I'm thinking ape, and I'm thinking brute force and shit like that, and the fact that he's like fucking Krav Magaing all over the place, that's cool.
Capybara.
What'd I say?
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like capybara. No, that's the cute little
Giant
fucking
rodent.
animal. Yeah. Where's that hiding?
Oh yeah.
Chilling with all of them.
All the other fucking apes were over there doing that banana way.
yeah.
Banana. That fool was like doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know why, right?
Yep.
Because he's built like King Louis.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why they give him that.
Oh shit.
He was fun. But speaking of fight scenes, though, this is going to be my big rant. The fucking zero G shit.
Do you like it?
No, I really didn't.
No,
No.
I beg to differ.
When I
beg
watched
to
that,
differ.
I was like,
That was unique as hell.
why did we need to do this?
Yeah,
Really?
I
Why
don't,
not?
Jay, why not? Yeah.
What? First of all,
They're in Hollow Earth.
because I want to see.
Grab
they
it.
explained what was going to happen. They
No,
explained
no,
what
I
was
I
gonna
wasn't
happen.
fucking confused by
Yeah,
it.
No,
they
because
explained the
I'm
shit
saying,
out of it.
Nobody said you're fucking confused by it. Relax.
But why? Why did we need it?
I want to see him fight. Like
It's a
fight,
fucking-
fight.
they're-
Not float around.
They're in the
chaos.
middle of fucking
Why do we
Earth,
need an ice lizard?
and it's a fucking rubble battle. I was like, oh, they're fucking jumping off and shit. I was like, I was fucking with it.
Yeah,
I was
thank you.
fucking
I
with it.
like.
fucking-
Okay,
Fuck
okay,
you guys.
okay. Hold on.
guys.
Hold on. That was cool. It was a cool visual.
Oh my god.
But why the fuck did they need to do it? Like
needed a
what?
reason.
They just
Oh,
no.
my
Hold on.
What person? What
You guys-
purpose did it serve to
You guys-
help our side
hold on,
beat
hold
their
on,
side?
Hold up. You guys acted like that shit lasted fucking 10 minutes.
No.
It was when they came down and the shit broke. Like they immediately got down there and there was like zero G.
Tell Doug.
Okay, it robbed me of.
Oh my god.
No, shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. No. What did it rob you
No.
of?
It
I would
robbed,
take
me,
it
What did
this
it
way.
rob you
it
of?
robbed me of that confrontation that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Godzilla and Kong versus the army of fucking apes. And I feel like that.
We had it in zero G.
but that I mean, like,
You
For
only
a-
got like a
no,
couple.
for a smidgen of
You
a
only got a
second.
couple of like his lieutenants. You didn't get the whole.
yeah,
the
well,
whole
no,
squad.
But it's
The
like,
whole squad was not gonna. The whole.
I would have
Send the
enjoyed.
whole squad against Godzilla.
I would have
He is
enjoyed
gonna-
watching Godzilla.
He is gonna.
we didn't. We
He's
didn't
gonna
get
Superman
we
solar
didn't-
flare all those
we
motherfuckers
didn't-
out the way.
We didn't get to see Godzilla.
First of all,
Work like we
Go ahead,
like
Zach, go ahead.
it's
I didn't get my Royal
No.
Rumble.
it's my same complaint about a superhero movie when they take away their fucking powers.
Oh, okay.
You don't go watch a superhero movie where they take their fucking powers away, and that's essentially what they did. Was they literally took the ground out from under them. So instead of having like a fight to their full ability, they're floating around and doing it like it's. I'm not saying it wasn't fun. I'm not saying it wasn't bad. It came at a time when I was really ready. I was ready for it. I was ready for the big fight on the ground. I was
See-
ready. I was ready for like Godzilla and Kong on one side and this fucking army on the other,
Like
and
a
we were
whole
gonna
pack.
and we were gonna get
I
an
get that.
actual
all right, hold on.
ground fight.
Jermaine, go, and then I'm going.
No,
Go.
I get that, but that's what you assumed, and that's what you wanted. That's not what they gave you. And it's one of
and
those
that's why I'm
things.
upset.
Yeah. But it's one of those things. It's a
I've never seen
little,
him so aggressive.
a little creativity thing that they decided to throw in there. And like I said, it's just one of those things, regardless if they fought their army or not, it wouldn't have mattered because like I said, I just feel like Godzilla was there and it was just, they just explained that thing was going to happen. So it was like,
Say it on the mic.
I kind of expected because of what they explained and they told us was going to happen. I was like, oh, these guys aren't going to be technically on the ground right away.
Oh yeah, no, I knew it was going to happen.
I'm not arguing the mechanics of it. I'm saying like they give you this whole expositionary thing where they're talking about the history of Godzilla versus the Scar King and his little kingdom, and that Godzilla almost lost that fight. Mm-hmm. So that established the Scar King and his people as a force to be reckoned with. And I wanted to see,
but how many people did you guys
even
think that the Scar King had though?
Even like he had that whole crew.
Yeah, he had a shit ton.
And then he had like his people.
He had more
Slaves.
slave apes than he had people. Because if King Kong went in there and did the little bit of work that he did, where was that swarm that was gonna hold him back? Like he had a few people chasing Kong.
They rolled out of fear.
It wasn't like a whole.
But Scar immediately like when he came in, he was like, no.
It wasn't an empire.
Let me do it. It
wasn't an empire of good. Like these. Honestly, those slave apes, if they really band together, I think they could have fucking took out the Scar King and his people. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that many people.
I still wanted what Doug wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my complaint is, like I said, I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad, and I like I said, I knew it was coming. But as soon as I knew it was coming, I was already a little disappointed because I also think back to like the Marvels when they decided we're going to switch places as we fight. Like it's one of those things that is just like, can't we just let them fight? Like I feel like our like directors or writers are getting afraid of like, oh no, we need to spice it up, right? I feel like there's this fight to spice up the fights, and I don't think we need it. Like there was like 6 Rocky movies and like 3 Creed movies. Like we can go watch 2 people box for 9 movies. Like nothing was ever done to spice up those. They didn't suddenly make Rocky fight like on ice or like have them box someone like a mud pit or something like that. Right? Like they were like,
It wasn't just about the fights, Doug. It's also about them prepping for the fights. God damn it!
No.
Dude.
I know, but they would like. I mean, what? There was the one Rocky where they like fought in the streets or something, right? Like that was an attempt to spice it up. And I guess that's my thing is like, I don't think we need that kind of chaos. Like I don't know. I don't think we need to spice up the fights. Like we can just see a fight.
I get your point, but my thing is this: like, I understand what you guys wanted, but it wasn't too long, and I would understand if it was like Wonder Woman, 1984, when you had Wonder Woman swinging and
that's a great fucking example of what I'm talking about.
That fight, that whole swinging stuff.
That wasn't that long either.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman.
I know they explained it. She has a lasso, and
Wonder Woman and Cheetah.
They can explain
was not supposed to be a aerial battle, which
neither was fucking Godzilla versus.
No. You missed my point.
Okay.
Sorry. I understand if it was like Wonder Woman 1984, where a lot of that battle was them swinging back and forth, and it wasn't a brutal thing. Just like Final Fantasy Advent Children.
Wait, this way on the screen.
You have you had that rubble battle, but that was not the whole battle. You got a little bit of everything, so it's
well, okay. Well, but did we? Because after the gravity fell, the 3 of them like fell through the portal and ended up on Earth, right? So it was just it went back to just 2-on-1, and so we were still fully robbed of.
Well, it was 2-on-2, and then it became.
Well, if you count the the big ice one that didn't really want to fight on the that guy.
Yeah, he was getting control.
Okay,
so
it was cool though that like the respective apes were riding the respective lizards.
Yeah,
that was fucking.
Yeah.
Anyone else jizz at that?
That was cool. I guess,
Atomic
like I
jizz.
said, we did get a fun climactic battle at the end with the 2-on-2, but we were still robbed of. I mean, they could have. I don't want to rewrite them. I would have been happy. I would have been happy if we got at least a little bit of it. Maybe even to the point of like the monkeys were swarming Godzilla, right? And they were about to lose, and then this thing happened, and it saves the day.
That's exactly.
But we didn't get any of it.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
What
when
if
you
the
brought
other
that
apes didn't even care about the Scar King because he was an asshole. What if they're
No,
like,
but they showed up to fight. They showed up. They fought in the 0G.
They showed up to fight.
There was like 20 of them
because he was their leader. No, but this is just what I'm saying. What if the other apes was like, fuck, I hope he get his ass beat. Because we need some fucking change around here.
Oh, yeah. But they didn't do that.
No, but that's what I... like.
Yo, yeah, that would have been great.
You have to look at all the angles. Like, all those apes down there, they knew he was a tyrant.
Yeah, but they still showed up to fight in the 0G thing. I'm just saying they could have given us like one good
There's
little...
a possibility he could win.
I sit swayed. Yeah,
If they had given that fight a little bit of time just to establish that the Scar King with his people behind him, and I mean his people like his lieutenants, not like the whole squad, because everyone, the slave thing, I get that. I just think it would have made it seem more of a high stakes thing. Like Godzilla wasn't automatically just going to come in and kick the shit out of everybody. That there was a little bit more on the line there.
Oh no, like I said.
And then when it got down to the 2-on-2, then I'm like, okay, this is more of a fair fight.
Understand you guys' point, but I'm just saying it wasn't trash.
I think if I could
I didn't say it was trash.
If I could put myself into the brain of what the hell is his name again? Adam Wingard. Remember, like we already talked about it prior to this, that like he did all these things because it was just cool. Like the inspiration was like, well, it'd be fucking cool. I think he leaned more, and a lot of movie makers can attest to this, that I think he leaned more on like, yeah, it'd be logical to see them have that like, ground fight and see that. I think he's more like, or have him fucking 0G fight because that's cooler looking. I think he leaned more on the
I guess that's my question though. Is like, I don't think it's cooler. I guess that's ultimately it. Is I don't think it's cooler. I like
there's opinions, and then there's you being wrong. Kidding.
Well, it's one thing to see characters flying around fighting when they can fly, right? Neo and Agent Smith, the Dragon Ball shit, Superman fighting Zod or anything like that. It's one thing to have that, or to see 0G characters fighting when they've trained in 0G. Mm-hmm. But I get it. He certainly leaned into the cool shit, and I love it. I loved it for that, right? Like, let's have Godzilla ride or Kong ride Godzilla. Like that's totally the cool shit. I don't. I think Rudy already said it. Like I just question like why would you think it's cooler to see people just kind of like chaotically bump into each other and run into each other than to actually have a fight?
I guess I'm more simple minded because I was like, this is cool. I don't know. I didn't think too much into it.
I gravitated towards it.
Giant. It's what?
I said I gravitated towards it.
Hi.
Bazinga.
I mean,
it's something different. I was like, hey,
no, that was good.
I'll take it.
Fucking, he's a sniper. This guy's a sniper, man. Yeah. Just strategic, surgically. He's
like
surgically
I said,
does these things.
The beginning of that movie set the tone for me when I dropped my head when I found out King Kong had a toothache. I was like, and then I picked it right back up. I was like, okay, this is what it's going to be. I was like, all right,
yeah,
let's go. I was like, I'll take it.
That's what I'm trying to say too. Is like it's somehow. I mean, you might disagree with this. It's somehow I felt personally, my opinion is that it like managed to ride that line of outrageously campy because that's what I thought that it was going to be. And it managed to kind of just stay right where it needed to be. And so, was I expecting a 0G gravity fight? Did I want something else? They gave us what they gave us, and I go, okay, this is cool. I didn't think further into it because it's fucking two giants fighting.
It's the evolution of
you mean floating around and bumping into each other?
Of Die Hard, Fast and the Furious.
There you go, yeah.
Because when you look at the first Godzilla movie, the tone is very different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's legit becoming a Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm fine with it.
And King Kong was looking for family.
Exactly.
Well, we've been the Hyper Attack Podcast, guys.
God, I hope fucking they design a fucking charger for King Kong in the next movie. You just drive around.
Yeah,
it's already made.
They're gonna
like everything's already magically made.
It's in the hollowest earth.
Yeah.
And that part too, when they were like, "Oh, we got this prototype," I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I was a little when they said and it's here. I was like, oh fuck, yeah, whatever, I'm fine.
Yeah.
there were certainly those moments of like, oh, okay, and even like the toothache thing. It's like absolutely just a way to establish like that they kind of have a relationship with Kong, and they got this whole Monarch's got this whole system built. It was just a way to establish all that. And again, I was like, yeah, that's cool. And
He's not supposed to be here.
Trivia.
He's in Godzilla's territory.
Trivia that I guess they flashed a blueprint of the glove before. The blueprint is based off the Gypsy Danger
awesome.
Pacific Rim mech.
Yeah.
That's actually his arm. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
really
Cool little
cool.
tidbit.
That's fine.
Love it.
I do like the design of their jet though. When
Yeah.
they flew down the Hollow Earth. Like I like the camouflage how it was.
Can we quickly talk about the pilot? Did he deserve to get eaten by a plant?
No, he didn't deserve to get eaten by a plant. Was it funny? Yes.
Yeah.
Did I
was
laugh?
fun.
Yes. Did I miss him? Not really.
Oh, I mean, as soon as they showed him, I was like, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's that total like asshole character that's
You need to listen
he's
to
there
me.
to die.
I'm the boss
Yeah.
here.
So, while I'm ranting about shit that I didn't like, no, like I said, I didn't not like it. Anyway, Monarch, right? So they just had that series on Apple
Legacy of
TV.
Monsters.
Yeah, and the whole time I was watching this movie, and there was all those breaks for the exposition and stuff, and there was some things that were very quickly explained. I was just thinking like, man, they missed an opportunity with Monarch to build this up. Instead, they used Monarch to tell this decent story of Monarch in the past, but it didn't contribute anything to this movie. And you pointed out, I'll let you say it now, like there's a total plot hole in it all.
Yeah, have you guys watched it at all? Okay,
No, I haven't
so
watched Monarch.
one of the things about Hollow Earth when they first discover it and they go down there is that because the gravity is different, it affects the passage of time. So one of the characters goes down there. He's there for like a week, and he comes back, and it's like 20 years later
Whoa.
on top of the Earth, and that's a thing, a theme that goes all the way to the end of the series. And in this one, they're down there, and then they come back, and it's nothing.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, how do they reconcile those two things?
yeah.
Like, it's a weird thing to introduce, and then just kind of.
But that's the thing. How long do you, in all honesty, how long do you think they were down there for? Because
But still, like
I haven't seen Monarch, but from the time that they went down there,
Like, even if they were down there for a day, that would be
years,
a couple of years.
Probably
And, well,
down
and
there
there was
for at least
teams.
half it.
Well, there was teams down there. They had a base
Oh, yeah.
down there, so they would have established like, hey, you're gonna go study here. Everyone you love is gonna be dead by the time you come out. Right, unless the teams were literally on like a 5-hour rotation, but even then you're losing days of your life.
Months and even some years.
Yeah.
That was just a weird thing that like occurred to me as we were
didn't know
walking
that.
out and talking about it. I'm like, how does that work?
Well,
Yeah.
Okay,
Again,
whatever.
the changing sizes of these titans and everything like that. I mean, I think the MonsterVerse has established itself as like nothing really matters canonically, but it certainly felt like, okay, maybe Monarch at this point should have never even been made as a series, because they established some stuff that they're apparently just going to immediately ignore, and then, like I said, they didn't really contribute any more to the story going forward. It gave us a fun background in Monarch, which was interesting, and I suggest you guys watch it. It's a good series. The acting I thought was a little off, which is weird because she's in Shogun, and she's amazing in Shogun, but I felt like her acting in Monarch was a little. Maybe it was the dialogue, but yeah, I don't know. Like, really missed opportunity to.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, because when I was looking for some research, I was like, oh, that's right, Monarch. And I saw that there was hardly any connection from that to this recent movie.
Yeah, because it was mostly dealing with the first movie with when the attack on San Francisco, and then a lot of the old Monarch stuff from like the 60s or whatever. It was fun though, because Kurt Russell and his son were playing the same character, but that time, because the stories were going on at two different times. But
Last but not least, what did you think about Scar King's death? Think it was
Oh,
brutal?
that Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
Or was it not cool, Doug?
No,
I'm kidding.
His death was cold blooded.
I think like at one moment I was expecting it to be like just a little bit gorier, but that team up.
I love that he still could move his eye to realize what was going to happen to him.
Oh, that's fucking right, huh? Nah, he had it coming.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
How did he die again?
because he got
he dropped
frozen to
the.
death, and Kong.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
when they were on
awesome.
that surface level, it felt like Rampage, like the game Rampage or the fucking movie with The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you saw that?
There was a part of me
Unfortunately.
that was like, I saw that I was like, oh, did they ever make a Rampage movie? It's like, oh, they did. Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks. And then I was like, oh, it's a shame that they couldn't just kind of fake a Rampage
Yeah.
with Godzilla
Isn't
and Kong.
Rampage
It's like just
kind
having
of
a wolf.
influenced by Kong and Godzilla?
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
So I mean, so they did it up right in this one because again, you get the surface level battle, you get scale, and just the physics and the visuals of them fighting
Like
in
on the
surface
ground,
world. Yeah.
and you could like really feel it. Like
Yeah.
it's so much better
Yeah.
when they're fighting on
'Cause, again,
the
look-
ground.
What do you do?
Never gonna let this go.
Scale. That's what I'm talking about. Scale. Damn it.
I was looking at Isaac. I was like, "Get there faster! Come on,
I
get there faster!"
I like scrambled to put my thoughts together, and then when you're giving me new stuff, I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
straight and narrow.
Sorry. I'll let it go.
Was there any of the other things you want to cover before we close it out?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Me? You want to close me out?
Go ahead.
The greatest Titan in the movie was the Titan named Doug. I'm wearing the shirt.
I hate that they named the Titan after you. I want a shirt.
I guess
Titan
that-
Anus Rudy.
That fucking
saying it's Doug?
lizard Titan was in the last movie, Godzilla versus Kong.
That's right,
and
yeah.
I think fans just named it Doug. I don't even know why they named it Doug, but it stuck, and I think it's officially named Doug. There's a wiki, there's a toy, and I have a
Doug.
t-shirt.
Looks like a Doug.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the
we have a Doug.
Doug is gonna fucking be in here somewhere as soon as I find it.
Yeah, it reminds me. I kept forgetting to bring the fucking sandworm fuck bucket.
I do have.
He controls the bucket, controls the universe.
Yeah. I do have a question. I know we're pushed on time.
No, we're good.
No, you're good. You're
is there room for more?
Yeah.
Monsterverse?
Oh yeah, definitely.
They built the world. They built more of the world. They established more stuff. It feels more lived in. I want to see it explored a little more. I think where they're going to go next is
Space.
Yeah. No, I mean that's
Godzilla.
honestly.
I
where-
actually think
Yeah, I've heard
that's
Space
what they're
Godzilla,
going.
yeah.
It's-
what's no. There's like an Ultra Titan or something like that.
Godzilla Earth.
No, God damn it. No, it's supposed to be the equivalent of like Doomsday to Superman. So it would be more Godzilla based.
Space Godzilla.
Fuck, whatever, fine.
No, I'm not fucking around. I think Space Godzilla is supposed to be that Doomsday kind of version of Godzilla.
Yourselves, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious if we're like, because is Kong always going to show up? Are these two? I guess are these two going to be in a movie together all the time now? Or are they going to split them up? I feel like they should.
I mean, I'm sure they can split them up, but
No, shoulder
mean,
pads on Space Godzilla.
yeah, they kind of opened up Hollower Earth as it being more, and like they explained in the beginning, they only explored like what 10% of it, and there's still all kinds of shit that's on map. So
You don't know how bad I wanted. So when they found those other portals, they were like, "Oh, those should lead anywhere else." I was like, just go to Pacific Rim. I was like, let it happen.
Yeah.
Or have Pacific Rim.
you see Godzilla
Come here.
hold the little baby or Kong out to like, hey, see what's going on here. And you just see like a mech fish just immediately into his face. Pacific Rim.
I have seen the people calling for Baby Godzilla versus Baby Kong. Baby fight.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
find
like I said, I think it'd be cool to see them not do a movie together, just to give Godzilla a chance to, and Kong and Hollow Earth and Godzilla doing kaiju stuff, and then I hope they do continue with this group of humans. Though I think they got a decent group going, and
Yeah, they got.
I mean I don't know how much more story. I mean they got to keep with Monarch. That's their big thing now. So
It's a good point though. Of like where does that story go?
yeah,
So I'm not a writer.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, space. Mars gonna go to space, bro.
Yeah, I could certainly. Well, I mean, that's to me that's the next logical setup. Like Monarch, hey, we're tracking Titans, and we just saw one coming at us from Mars.
Hey, have you never
So-
seen Stargate? Those portals can go anywhere. No, yeah.
Speaking of dilation, I just don't want to see like Bernie's reaction to traveling every fucking time.
Oh yeah.
You know, It's always going to be there.
You guys are going to
everyone's all
space?
cool.
I've never been to space.
Oh my god!
let me record it. Let me record
Oh my
it.
god! Sorry, just from like someone who like edits and stuff like that. Why was he like baking in his audio, like voicing over when he's like shaky camera? I'm like, bro, you're a podcaster. You know you're gonna like dub it in. Sorry, just me.
Yeah, no, it bugged me too. And why was he using that kind of camera and stuff? I don't know. But,
This is why people doubt him. Anything else you want to add to it?
no,
So collectively, what do we think of the movie?
I'll go watch it.
I know
Yeah.
it's solid. Definitely go check it out on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean, by the
You
time
have
this
to.
episode comes out,
Don't
it won't
Yeah.
be. But you know,
Because that gravity fight, you guys.
yeah. I was gonna say, I
watch it
don't know.
together.
I don't know about them going to space next time. I mean, you'll like it.
Well, you got
There's no gravity up there, bro.
Yeah, you got a little sampling of it here. That's
Yeah.
why you threw it in there, bro.
I
Easter
died.
egg.
See,
egg.
they're like, Kong needs an astronaut helmet. They're like, oh no, don't worry, we already got one here on the moon.
I just want
We
to see it.
just happen to be making that.
It's gonna be 30 minutes of them just like floating past each other, but like not being able to reach. Like eventually they'll bounce into something.
Can you hear Godzilla's roar in space?
Yeah, no.
Godzilla has to like physically go up to each monster and like touch helmets.
Yeah.
You are
He's
intimidated
gonna go
down.
up to the sun. He's gonna go up to the sun and absorb it.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Just destroys
ultimate,
the
the
world.
ultimate Superman
Listening
thing.
Hollywood. You listen to Adam
He's
Winger.
gonna lay in the sun and just absorb all that shit.
There are options. Let's close it out then. That's good as it
Like the
plays as
cats
any
that
to-
go to like the lights for the warmth. He just like sits under it.
I'm just saying, is there a giant laser pointer? Have you tried to, guide Godzilla to not fucking plow through bridges and kill people? Sorry, a lot of people died in this movie. Nobody talks about it. That's just me.
Because there's nobody left to talk about it. Everybody's gone.
Did anyone else, when they popped up in Brazil to fight, that last scene, think that one of them was going to grab that statue of Christ and start beating the shit out of people?
Think
with?
about that.
My pervy ass, my first thought is like, there's not enough butts in this beach scene.
Wow.
No, there was. I was
Not
looking.
like, oh no, yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
but
yeah,
not
there
like
was.
not like
Yeah,
full
there was.
thongs.
Yeah.
No. But there was.
Now it sounds really
I
pervy.
remember
There was cheeks.
There was like somebody wearing thong because I remember it popping up on screen and I looked over to my father-in-law. He's like, "Mm-hmm." I was like, "Yeah."
I'm just happy to get like kaiju movies, man. That's good. Good monster stuff.
What a
yeah.
time. What a time.
Between that and -1, I think we're starting a new path here.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll start getting them more than once every 6-7 years. I think.
Hopefully.
That's right, huh? Because we're gonna get -1, +2, whatever the fuck, and let's see where this goes. All right, well, that's as good as place as any to wrap this shit up. Put away your battle axes. Let's go back to Hollow Earth. Curl up in the Coliseum. Call it a night.
Float away.
You can find us on social media
You'll float too.
at The Hype Attack, where we're putting up polls. We're trying to be a little bit more interactive and posting more shit instead of just seeing my stupid face on the stories popping up all the time.
And if you're watching this, it will be on the Hype Attacks YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share comments, share it with your friends.
Share, follow, please. We need it.
Don't you beg these damn people.
Please, please, I need the share and the follows. Makes me sleep better at night, and I don't hit my wife as much. All right, guys. Well, same hype time, same hype channel.
channel.
Hype attack.